Tag teaming the live desk for you on this Monday, trying to bring you the news as it happens locally here in Milwaukee and around the country as we check in as well. A few different things we're watching before we get to some of the content for you here on this Monday afternoon. First and foremost, a nice beautiful shot up the Milwaukee River. And may I just say, as a personal recommendation, there's a taco truck that sets up on that bridge. I think it's the Pleasant Street Bridge there, Walnut Street. To the west of the river. It is fantastic. El Tapatio, amazing place. Also Lakefront Brewery pictured below that big bridge in the top of your screen. So you get a lot of favorites here in the Milwaukee area just from this one camera that's a favorite of mine, looking north along the Milwaukee River and those different condo and apartment complexes there. All right, we're also going to bring you live to this celebration when it begins. Our photojournalist at the scene just got a shot up. We are expecting to hear from Milwaukee's Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky and many others speaking about quite the milestone for the Milwaukee Fire Department. You can read it there, 150 years of service. The fire department started back in 1875, so that makes this year its 150th birthday, and the fire department's holding a big celebration this evening, but ahead of that, we'll hear from members of the fire department, past and present, about what integral work and evolution the department has had in Milwaukee over that century and a half of service. So once that starts, very excited to bring that to you from Milwaukee today. Also keeping an eye on the U.S. Capitol building, a live look from our nation's capital right now. Now, one of the notable things happening today that we'll see if there's an update on or not necessarily the Capitol building, but more importantly, the White House and maybe potentially eventually the Supreme Court. Harvard University is appearing in a federal court today, making the case that President Donald Trump's administration has illegally cut billions of dollars from that college, $2.6 billion to be exact. This is thought to be a pivotal moment now as we enter the court battle phase of this back and forth between Harvard and the White House. A U.S. District Judge, Allison Burroughs, is going to decide this case. If she decides in the university's favor, that ruling would reverse a series of funding freezes that became outright cuts from the administration, which has escalated a fight with the nation's oldest and wealthiest university, but also a number of other universities around the country also. A ruling, if it stands, would revive Harvard's sprawling scientific and medical research as well, funded by so much of that federal funding, $2.6 billion again. And Harvard's lawsuit has accused the administration of waging a retaliation campaign against the university after it rejected a series of demands in a letter that was dated April 11th from a federal anti-Semitism task force. So that is playing out in a court today. We'll see if that U.S. District Judge sides with the administration or sides with Harvard, but quite a bit of notable developments in a U.S. District Court today, and we'll try to bring you a bit more of that as it happens. But also happening on the West Coast, this is the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, stepping to the podium discussing LA officials on the National Guard deployment and a bit of a drawdown potentially coming while operations continue for immigration agents in her city. Let's listen in to Karen Bass, the mayor of LA, taking questions from reporters here on the Wisconsin Live Desk.
And supportive services for immigrant communities, well-established institutions, and we work in partnership with them. So I think that our city is fortunate. I worry about other cities around the country, but I'll tell you, 3 days after the first raids, I was on a Zoom call with over 120 mayors. So people are very, very concerned. I got a text message from the governor's office in Oregon, concerned that Portland or other cities in Oregon are next. I do think that they were sending a message with our city coming to the nation's second largest city, and if they thought they could get away with it here, which is back to Conan's point, is that if they think they can get away with it here, then they can get away with it anywhere. And that's why it's important for us to be very vocal and consistent in our opposition.
Can you address how this has affected tourism?
You know what, I can't, and Stuart might know, I don't have any specific data on that right now. I can tell you, though, that a few weeks ago, there was a major soccer game in Pasadena, and the attendance was way down. You know, we can't send, we are 11 months away from the World Cup. We have to send a message of welcoming and inclusion, not a message of fear, that if you come here, even legally with papers, you might be detained. You know there's people going to their immigration appointments that wind up being detained, people with papers who are here legally who wind up being detained.
Say, Mayor, do you have office of any indication? Last week there was a raid up in Sacramento.
Yeah.
It was northern part thus far. Does your office have any indication if that's the result of the court action that was taken in the Central District?
That is what I've heard. I've heard that was a specific slap at the governor. But part of what we're dealing with, Conan, that is so disruptive is a lot of what we're doing, a lot of our movements are based on rumors. We hear a rumor that there might be a raid. We hear a rumor that this might last 30 days. It might last 60 days. There's a rumor that that was a particular slap at Governor Newsom. So it's just difficult when there isn't that communication to know specifically what is going on.
Mayor, we've heard the money amount bandied about as for $130-some million, for this deployment. Could you put that in context? Like, what did the city do with the trust exchange?
Oh my, well first of all, let me just say, aside from the 130, how about the 30 that we had to spend unnecessarily in police overtime because of the protests that wouldn't have happened if the raids didn't happen. So that 130 million we could be using to get our city ready for the World Cup. So many uses. You know, we're dealing with a budget deficit right now that we're trying to close. So I could speak all day about things we could use. We could increase city services. We wouldn't have to worry about laying off anyone. A number of things that could be used. And by the way, first and foremost, 130 million should be used for our troops, our active troops, to support child care. You know, we have active members of the military whose families have to apply for public assistance because they don't make enough to survive. I think if the general public understood the condition of our troops, what happens with families, they would really be appalled.
While the mayor of LA continues taking questions there, we also want to get you back out to the lakefront right outside of the Summerfest grounds. As we mentioned, an announcement coming, a celebration of 150 years for the city of Milwaukee's fire department. You see the fire chief there, Aaron Lipsky, gathering with some other elected officials, Alderman Peter Pergelis, as well as the CEO of Milwaukee World Festival, Sarah Pancari, I saw in one of those shots as well. So this is going to get started. As you can see, they're kind of gathering, making sure everyone is in place for this. It's going to be an amazing celebration come September, and that's what this announcement is about today. September 13th, here we go. Let's listen in.
All right, outstanding. So I'll say some stuff. We're going to have some of our outstanding guests here say some stuff, and then we'll be open to questions if that works out for y'all. This is a good news day. Check, check. There we go. All right. All right, let's get underway then. My name is Aaron Lipsky. I'm Fire Chief, City of Milwaukee Fire Department, and we are here announcing a pretty important and incredible event. We are going to be in partnership with everybody behind us, and especially with Henry Meyer Festival Park. We are going to be hosting the 150th anniversary summer celebration right here on the south end of the grounds here. And it's going to be a pretty cool event. We're going to tell you more about it as we go. But I want to make sure, and I'll come back to some of these other items, but I want to make sure that you hear from some of these other critical partners in this. One of whom is Eric Dawn, the president of the Milwaukee Professional Firefighters Association, Local 215. Eric.
I just want to thank everybody for coming. We encourage everyone to come and support the 150th celebration at Henry Meyer Festival. It's going to be a great event for the community. Really come, learn fire education, get involved with the firefighters that are down here, see the apparatus, the history of the Milwaukee Fire Department, because it's really special that we have the 150th this year. I'm delighted to be the president in this opportunity, and we wouldn't be able to do this without our sponsors, so I will give them the mic, but again, encourage the community to come and support.
Thank you, Eric. Absolutely none of this is possible without our marquee venue here in the city of Milwaukee, and that is the Henry Meyer Festival Park. And so I am so happy to turn it over to President and CEO, Sarah Pancheri.
Thank you. Thanks, Chief. It was a great day when I got a phone call from Chief Lipsky saying, hey, I have an idea. And when I think about Henry Meyer Festival Park being about just under 60 years old and our very own city of Milwaukee fire department being 150 years old, and thinking about the opportunity to celebrate and really honor all of those, not only who served today, but all those who have served over all those years, it was a very, very quick yes. And we couldn't be more excited to host this event. I know the Chief is going to share more about what's going to happen there, but we are so excited to be able to partner with the department and bring all sorts of exciting activities, all sort of really important information, and most importantly, to celebrate all those who serve. So thank you for the opportunity. And we're starting the countdown today. Thanks again.
Thank you so much. Sarah really underplays her own role in this. She was kind of our spiritual advisor on like how to get things done, because we're excellent at putting fires out and handling emergencies, and event planning doesn't really fall in our wheelhouse. But thank you, Sarah, because you've really tapped into Summerfest's spirit to make all this happen. We really appreciate it. The logo that you see on the sign over here, this was designed by a local firm called Traction Factory. Scott Bucher is the owner of that, and we gave him some conceptual stuff for the logo, and you see it on the t-shirt I'm wearing. You're going to see that on all the branding and marketing for this. You've probably seen it already because we have it in heavy rotation. We just want to acknowledge Traction Factory, and behind me is David Brown. He's not going to say any words here today, but we are just so there he is. We're just so happy to have him here, and we're so darn proud of the logo because we feel it really captures the image here. Thank you. Our next speaker here, this was the very first person to call when we put out a request for, hey, we need help to pull this thing off. And this is retired assistant chief from the Milwaukee Fire Department and longtime owner of a fire safety and services products company, Conway Shields. Paul Conway is here with us, and I'm not kidding. We just hit send on the email, and he was asking how he could help. And it's good to have you back home again, brother. So I'll turn the mic over to you.
So as the chief said, when he asked if I would be interested, I said I'm in. Whatever that is, I'm in. And I say that not as a owner of a company, but I say that, now I will say I had help with Conway Shield. We had two co-partners in this, Lakeland Fire Safety, which is our manufacturer of our turnout gear, and Beyond the Shield, which is a podcast that delves with the firefighting industry. But I didn't do it because of that. I did it because this is a great place in a great city that's protected by the most amazing fire department I've ever had the privilege of being around. I was blessed to spend 1/3 of that 150 years as part of this fire department. And I know it may seem that I might have spent all 150. I left that to the Lipsky family. This is an amazing city. It has so much going for it that all I could do is think of how do I get to be a part of it. And most of all, how do I get the slightest opportunity to repay those brothers and sisters you see standing behind you for everything they do every single day to make this city a safe community. Our mission statement has always been to provide humanitarian effort to the city of Milwaukee and the community and the citizens that come visit. And I'm telling you right now, everybody back there is committed to that 110%. So how could I not give back just a little? So with that, thank you all. We look forward to the event. It's going to be a fantastic opportunity to bring your family and your children and see what firefighters do. With that, thank you. God bless.
I'm going to go off script. We are extremely pleased to have somebody here who's an enormous partner of public safety. And this would be 11th District City of Milwaukee Alderman Peter Bergelis. Would you mind? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Thanks, Chief. The Milwaukee residents, community members alike, are thankful and appreciative of all of the efforts that the fire department does to keep our community safer. Not just on the 150th anniversary year, but every year, every day. So I encourage everyone to come down and celebrate the fire department with the community. I just don't know what day it's going to happen.
Well, I'm going to tell you all about that in just a
But
minute.
I want everyone to come and join. Bring your family, check out the fire department. Maybe you're interested in joining the fire department. It's a great career that will give you personal fulfillment and help your community. Thank you so much, Chief. Thank you to the fire department.
Thank you. The good alderman just observed that we're building up a certain amount of tension for the big reveal on the details here. Thank you. I am so pleased to introduce a longtime partner of the Milwaukee Fire Department. And if you look around, you'll see we've got one of their pieces of beautiful fire apparatus here from Reliant Fire Apparatus, who we purchase our Pierce firefighting apparatus from. We've got CEO Brett Krieger. Thank you so, so much. Oh,
On behalf of Reliant Fire Apparatus and Pierce Manufacturing, we'd like to thank Milwaukee Fire Department for inviting us to be part of this event. We've been fortunate enough to be a partner with you guys for over 25 years now, supplying your Pierce fire apparatus, some Fraser ambulances, and other life-saving emergency equipment to the fire department. This event for us, being a part of it, is able to represent a company that has shared values with you guys, being able to provide equipment so you guys can go out and effectively do your jobs, ultimately serving the community that you protect. Encourage everybody to come out for the event when the chief announces when it is, and then that way, not only to see the fire equipment as it's out here, but most importantly, pay respects to the people that are out here that are on the front lines every day responding to emergency calls when they come in. So again, thank you. We're very fortunate to be part of this event, and thank you, Chief, for the invitation.
Thank you so much, Brett. Now, our final speaker, other than I'm going to talk more, is somebody that's become a new partner for the Milwaukee Fire Department and has really helped us when we were pressed for getting our hands on additional fire trucks for a little party we had in the city last year called the Republican National Convention. We needed more equipment, right? And we're calling around. You know, it's not, you don't run to Kmart and pick up a new fire truck, right? It's a process. And this next gentleman was able to have on hand in relatively short order a couple of fire engines for us, one of which is to my right here, engine 26. And we're just so pleased to welcome another huge sponsor of ours here, the Vice President of Sales of Fire Service Incorporated, who we got this E1 fire engine from, Jim Castellano.
As Chief Lipsky alluded to, when I first met him a couple years ago, he had a challenge in front of him. He needed to get some apparatus, so I was able to get with our manufacturer, E1, our headquarters in Brookfield, Wisconsin, and we figured out what we could do to solve his problem. We were able to successfully get him some engines that he needed for the RNC, and it's been a great partnership since. When he notified me about 11 o'clock at night that he needed some support for the 150th anniversary, it was absolutely a no-brainer to step up and give back to the city. 150 years is a tremendous accomplishment, and the city has so much history. It was our pleasure to join as a partner with them for the anniversary.
Thank you. So to everybody behind me, again, a huge heartfelt thank you for making this happen. But what is the this? What is the happening? What is the event? The event is going to be an all-call party for all of Milwaukee. Now, you have seen over the previous months since January 1st of this year, We are on the regular. We are having community events out in the fire stations in every neighborhood in the city of Milwaukee. We care deeply about the citizens we serve, and we are proud of all the different communities that we serve. And we've had outreach in all of these areas. We're exceptionally proud of that. But now it's time to have a big party. And this big party here is going to be on Saturday, September 13th, right here. Enter right through the south gate at the Henry Meyer Festival grounds between noon and 4 p.m. And what is it going to be? Well, you're going to get to see my shining face, so that's always a plus. All right, not even a smile. Thank you. All right, try the prime rib. Tip your waitress. But we are going to have an array of fire apparatus, historical Milwaukee Fire Department apparatus, all the way back to the hand-drawn hand pumps, up through our most modern fire apparatus. We're going to have all of our special teams there. We are going to have a ton of firefighters and paramedics on hand to show you around. You're going to be able to try the equipment on. There may even be bucket rides on the ladder truck here for the youngins. And we can't wait to pull this off. But I want to hit on a few other key points. This is free admission. It's going to be free parking. Anybody's welcome. Come for the whole event, come for 20 minutes. All of the vendors on the south end of the grounds here have opted to be full service on this day. And they too deserve recognition because they have waived minimum purchase fees that are helping us to be able to pull this off. So that food will be available for sale. We can't thank those vendors enough. We're going to have live music. Chase and Mason, you may have heard of this band that gets its way around. They've agreed to perform here for us, so that's going to be absolutely fantastic. We'll have fire safety education. We'll have recruitment opportunities. Again, special teams displays. Our dive team, our boat team, our technical rescue team. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff throughout the day, so you're going to get a good chance to see it. We're going to have other system partners, too, that have been huge supporters. For instance, the Milwaukee Police Department. We work with them every day, and they're going to have a small display here, too. The American Red Cross, very obviously, they help us with displacements, blood drives, etc. They're going to be here. A number of other excellent partners are going to be here as well. So we are just absolutely thrilled to have gotten to this point, and we just can't wait till September 13th. So we wanted to let all you know, and we hope that you'll help us amplify this, because you only turn 150 once, and I probably won't be here for the next one. Paul might be, but with that, we will happily take any questions. We're just ecstatic. Or did we do too good of a job? All right.
So your family has been in the fire business for quite a while. How many years is that compared to 150 right now?
1912, so whatever that is. And the fire department was around long before that, since 1875. Oh, 113 years. All right, Carlos, did I miss anything? All right, Callie? Good, all right. Well, thank you so much. We'll be here for questions. Anything we can do to help you get this event elevated, we'd really appreciate it. I can't thank you enough. Thank you.
There you have it, quite the birthday party coming to the Henry Meyer Festival Park as Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky there, the Master of Ceremonies as well, announces the details for the celebration of 150 years of the Milwaukee Fire Department. That is coming September 13th. So yeah, as you heard, mark your calendars, a free event there at the fairgrounds. The Summerfest grounds should be a blast. Free parking as well. There'll be live music, food vendors. Really interesting, I think, to see the comparison between the antique and the modern apparatus. Like you said, you know, different fire trucks and devices that were used back in the day versus how they do it now in the modern age. Should be pretty fun to see for some of the history buffs and, of course, the kids out there, as well as fire safety education, activities for all ages, and as you heard, recruitment as well, as the fire department hopes to use this to show just what a great career it can be if you're someone like Aaron Lipsky, who has a century plus of family history with the Milwaukee Fire Department, or someone else hoping to break in for the very first time. So there you go. Should be a good event. September 13th. Mark your calendars. Summer in Milwaukee just keeps on rolling. There's always something to do, and now we have a new addition to that. going to need a really big cake if they're going to fit 150 candles onto that cake for the Milwaukee Fire Department, 1875 to 2025, and hopefully for many more decades, maybe a century and a half to come after that. All right, much more news locally coming as well here on the Wisconsin Live Desk. We do have to take a short break, and then our political reporter Jason Calvi will be with us after that. An interesting story to dive into from southeastern Wisconsin. Jason will have that after this break on the Live Desk. Thanks for watching.
This is the Wisconsin Live Desk.
Welcome back to the Wisconsin Live Desk. Carl Deffenbaugh with you here on this Monday afternoon. We give you a live look down at the lakefront where we just saw Chief Lipsky and many other members, including the Summerfest CEO, Milwaukee World Festival Executive Director Sarah Pancari, and others announcing a new event coming to the lakefront September 13th. That will be the 150th birthday bash for the Milwaukee Fire Department. Like the way he termed it too, an all call for all of Milwaukee. We are going to handle a separate story now, a serious one from Ozaukee County, as we're bringing in our political reporter, Jason Calvi, right now on the live desk. Jason, great to have you here. I know you're in the newsroom right now, hard at work on this story. A latest partnership between ICE, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, and an agency here in southeastern Wisconsin. Take it away. What story are you working on today?
Yeah, so the ACLU did an open records request and found that this contract, this agreement between ICE and the Ozaukee County Jail, wherein the Ozaukee County Jail would potentially hold ICE detainees in the county jail there. Now remember, right now in Wisconsin, there is one ICE detention facility. It's the official ICE detention facility for Wisconsin, and that's the Dodge County Jail. But you may remember when we spoke with the county sheriff there, Dale Schmidt, back in January during the inauguration time for the new president, we asked him about this particular issue because at that point, President Donald Trump was saying he wanted to have this mass deportation efforts going on across the country. He was saying millions could be sent away from our country. And we asked the Dodge County Sheriff at that point, do you have room, if there really is this mass deportation effort, is there going to be room there in the Dodge County Jail, the one ICE detention facility, to hold all of these potential inmates? And the answer at that time from the sheriff there in Dodge County was no. He said he pretty much just had enough room for what they had currently in past years been able to hold there in the Dodge County Jail. So that was a big question there, is where are all these ICE detainees going to go if there really is this effort to detain detain and deport many, many more people. And now we know at least one place that's offering and agreeing to help ICE is going to be the Ozaukee County Jail. The sheriff there signed this agreement with the federal government to potentially hold people there in Ozaukee County. And we do know that one of the federal detainees is Eduardo Flores Ruiz. You may remember he's the immigrant at the center of that Judge Dugan case. Remember, Judge Dugan is the Milwaukee County judge right now, suspended from her post as her court case works its way through federal court. Federal prosecutors and the grand jury accused her of helping this immigrant, Eduardo Flores Ruiz, escape ICE agents who were waiting outside of her courtroom back in the spring. So that's that case that we've covered many, many times here on the live desk as well as on Fox 6 News. And he has been held, right now he's being held at the Ozaukee County Jail.
Interesting updates there, Jason. Two-part question here. I imagine the ACLU, being the one that did this initial Freedom of Information request here, they are opposed to this, I would imagine. What are their concerns, and is there a date as well in terms of how long this partnership has been going on?
Yeah, so this agreement that they got their hands on dates back to March, and they also asked for invoices because pretty much what would happen is the federal government would pay the Ozaukee County Sheriff's Office money every day for holding these ICE detainees. And so they asked for invoices, and according to the records I am looking at, I didn't see any billing yet from ICE to, or from Ozaukee County being paid by ICE for detainees there. Why then is Eduardo Flores Ruiz, that immigrant at the center of the Judge Dugan case, being held at Ozaukee County? Well, he is actually right now charged federally with being in the country illegally. They accuse him of coming into the country after already being formally removed from the country. So that now becomes a criminal matter in the district court here in Milwaukee. And so right now, this is news that we're going to bring to you tonight. He has signed a plea agreement with the federal government, and he is going to plead guilty that yes, he is indeed in the country illegally. He re-entered the country after being removed originally from the United States. And guess what that means? He's, according to this plea agreement, the defendant knowingly and voluntarily agrees to be deported and removed from the United States following the completion of any term of imprisonment in this matter. So he's been held at the Ozaukee County Jail, not under an ICE detainer, but under the marshals. Marshals are the ones that hold on and are in charge of federal inmates. And so because he's in court now, the federal level, he's under marshals. They're going then and holding him at the Ozaukee County Jail.
Now, the follow-up question there, Jason, would be, does that in any way pertain to Judge Dugan's case herself? Like, is there any kind of an agreement that we know of at this point that he would be a witness in that case for the one side against Judge Dugan in terms of what happened that day that's led to such national attention?
Right. We do know that the Judge Dugan case right now, there's the whole process of whether or not her case should be dismissed. And, you know, remember the magistrate judge had listened and read through all the briefs on that particular, the government's briefs and Judge Dugan's attorney's briefs on that particular question of whether or not the case should be dismissed. That was Judge Dugan's argument. And the magistrate judge made the recommendation that the judge not throw out this case, that they'll allow the case to continue on. This will now be in the hands of Judge Lynn Edelman, who will make the final call on that particular issue. So we're still a while until that case continues moving its way through the court. But we do know that Eduardo Flores Ruiz will be in court this summer to plead guilty to what he's, the plea agreement laid out here, that he has signed his signatures on the back of this plea agreement. So we definitely know that he is going to plead guilty to these charges that he's in the country illegally.
Interesting, though, with the possible deportation, I would assume he would have been a key witness, a key source there in terms of what happened in Judge Dugan's case specifically, but I guess that remains to be seen.
Right.
When it comes to the ACLU, again, getting back to this partnership now between ICE and the Ozaukee County Jail, have you heard a response from the ACLU about why they were looking into this in the first place and how they view this partnership?
Yeah, they looked in, they had heard from some defense attorneys regarding Brown County, Sauk County, and Ozaukee County, and that's the three places that they requested the open records and did receive them, so now they're releasing that today. So they had heard from defense attorneys that there were some people that were potentially at risk of deportation that were being held in these three jails, and so they wanted to know, well, they didn't think there was this formal agreement between ICE and those jails, so they went out and requested those documents. Now, of course, ICE can place a hold with a local municipality to hold an inmate for a few days. This now allows them to hold them for much longer, an extended period of time in those three jails, according to the paperwork that the ACLU had acquired through these open records requests.
And just so I'm clear that I'm hearing you correctly there, so Dodge County already had this partnership. Ozaukee, we know now, has this partnership. Those other counties you mentioned also partners with ICE, or that did not necessarily come out of the ACLU's questioning?
There are documentations that show that these three jails are willing to hold people for ICE. Now, again, the question I have for Ozaukee County is, yeah, they have this agreement, but have they yet started holding people for ICE? And we're not seeing that yet in the records that we have today from the ACLU. Again, I did mention that Ozaukee County is holding Eduardo Flores Ruiz, but again, he's being held under the U.S. Marshals, not under ICE. I know it's a complicated issue, but it comes down to who's paying the bills and who's asking for the local jail to hold these people. And right now it's the Marshals partnering with Ozaukee County for Eduardo Flores Ruiz, the immigrant at the center of that Judge Dugan case.
Interesting. Yeah, you got to cut through a lot of the weeds here and keep all those different organizations and representatives straight. But Jason Calvi doing that for us and following the paper trail there that the ACLU first shed some light on. We'll look for your reporting tonight as it pertains to both of these issues, the update on Eduardo Flores Ruiz, as well as the partnership between ICE and the Ozaukee County Jail. Jason, thank you very much. A notable story for many that you'll have for us later today on Fox Local and Fox 6. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, Carl.
All right, well, Jason gets back to it there in the newsroom. As you heard, if you want to see his full reporting, he's, of course, talking to the different parties involved on both sides of this issue, multiple issues, as it turns out. You can see his full report later tonight on Fox 6, as well as our newscast that stream here on Fox Local and YouTube as well. All right, we do have to take another break here on the Wisconsin Live Desk, a couple minutes away, and we'll see what we find on the other side. Thanks a lot for watching on this Monday afternoon in Milwaukee. This is the Wisconsin Live Desk. It It is the Wisconsin Live Desk. I'm Carl Defenbaugh back with you here on this Monday afternoon. It is coming up on 110 here, 71 degrees as you see in the bug at the bottom left of your screen. We give you a live look at the Milwaukee skyline from our Estabrook Park tower camera. Plenty of sunshine out there today. Also a little bit still of that haze, especially for our southern communities here in southeastern Wisconsin. That's the result of Canadian wildfire smoke moving through our area once again. Although for the Milwaukee area, hopefully that will be mostly clear as we get into the afternoon and evening today. All right, we want to get to another story one of our reporters is working on today. That would be Brett Lemoyne standing by. We bring him in right now. Maybe it's something you've seen online. Maybe it's something you've heard about or heard yourself. Brett, take it away. A door-knocking trend that has people concerned. Let's just say that. Let's start that off. What are you covering today?
Well, let's hope it's something that no one watching has ever done because police throughout Waukesha County are taking this pretty seriously. It's called the Door Kick Challenge, and it's going viral on TikTok. And Heartland police say one incident occurred here in this neighborhood where I'm at off of Hartwood Lane in Heartland on July 11th, just after midnight. So in the middle of the night, they say two men came to a residence here and end up kicking the garage door rather loudly and then taking off. And police here confirm that they believe it is part of this this TikTok challenge. Now we are hearing from other municipalities as well, including in Elm Grove. They said a similar incident that happened on July 18th at 4 homes in Elm Grove between 1:30 in the morning and 2:30 in the morning may or may not be related to this viral challenge, but it was similar MO where at least one individual came and knocked or pounded on a door. In this particular case, we have video of it, ring video, where the individual is actually masked, their face is covered. And Elm Grove police say that is particularly concerning because you don't know what that individual's intentions are. If this is just some sort of juvenile prank, that's one thing, but if it was someone trying to see if the home was occupied or not at that late of an hour to get in, to steal things, that obviously could be something much more serious, Carl.
Yeah, it certainly can be. I'm pretty sure that there's been iterations of this. I think this happened to us maybe last summer. It was kind of a door-knocking challenge, right? You get these groups of kids running around late at night and run up your door, and I can say, like, it startles you, right? You don't expect to hear a loud bang like that in the middle of the night, or let alone when the sun has gone down. Besides, necessarily trespassing, or if, there's physical damage to a garage door, what could be the ramifications for people partaking in this from the law enforcement agencies that you've spoken with?
Yeah, Elm Grove police tell us this could result in a disorderly conduct charge. So it is something that they take very seriously. Obviously, it would escalate if there was actual damage done to a door. Elm Grove police tell us they're also aware of something similar happening in Sussex. We've reached out to the Waukesha County Sheriff's Department to see if we can get some information about those particular incidents. But it is something that's spreading, and Carl, like you said, I mean, this has been around for, predates TikTok and social media, right? I mean, this is one of the older pranks, if it is in fact a prank in the book, where kids with nothing better to do are going around and trying to wake people up in the middle of the night.
And imagine some of it is also maybe a warning from law enforcement to those kids, right? Like, okay, you think it's funny on your videos that you post, maybe you get some fun comments from your buddies, but what could happen if the homeowner thinks there's actually something serious happening outside that home?
That's exactly it. I mean, the reason Elm Grove police are posting about this and trying to get the word out is so that it stops. They don't want to have this happen in any neighborhood. Out here in Heartland, we just spoke with a neighbor off camera, and she indicated that the individual, the homeowner that this had happened to on July 11th is actually a disabled veteran, and she said he's armed. And that he was very concerned about those knockings that occurred, those rather loud knockings that occurred on his garage door in the middle of the night. And so when you combine all of those things, yeah, it's a recipe for disaster, Carl, because you don't know how serious the homeowner is taking this, and they certainly should take it seriously, and you don't know what the intentions are of the individuals that are doing it.
Yeah, well said on all fronts there. Brett Lemoyne covering this for us today. You can look for his full story later on Fox Local. Brett, Probably an interesting story to go door knocking about something that's kind of a door knocking, banging challenge today, but you're doing it in daylight, so that's probably for the best.
Yes, indeed. Thanks, Carl.
All right, we'll let Brett get back to it out there in Heartland, and also covering it with a number of those different areas out in Waukesha County. Our Waukesha reporter, Brett Lemoyne, on that for us today. You never know what will be the latest trend. You never know what it could mean with legal ramifications and the like. A warning there from law enforcement. All right, we do take another break here on the Wisconsin Live Desk. Keep it rolling after this. Thank you very much for watching on this Monday afternoon. We'll be right back.
This is the Wisconsin Live Desk.
Good afternoon, Carl Deffenbaugh back with you here on the Wisconsin Live Desk. We'll pop up another shot of our beautiful city here. This is looking west down Wisconsin Avenue with Marquette's campus there in the foreground. And you can even make out the medical college and Froedtert Hospital way there in the distance, silhouetted there on this day. 117, 71 degrees already. It is, let's just say, much cooler than it's going to be later in the week. We are getting up to, as I can steal a graphic here from our friendly weather experts back there in the weather office, this just popped up. Look at the temperature and heat index for the next 3 days. So today is not bad, all things considered. Tomorrow gets pretty hot, especially for mid-July here. Wednesday and Thursday, though, no joke when it comes to the temperatures in the 90s, but even more importantly, the heat indices in the triple digits, 104 on Wednesday and 102 on Thursday. So that will certainly be the story of the week in the weather department, and just, you know, prepare yourself. A lot of kids still in summer camps of different kinds. Maybe you're out and about on some kind of a trip trying to get out and use some of your vacation days in the summer. Plan accordingly Wednesday, Thursday, especially, because it is going to be very, very hot. Hey, you know who else is hot? Your Milwaukee Brewers, as we pop up. This was the post from the Brewers last night. A imposing message, perhaps, for their rivals in the NL Central. Sleep with one eye open. The Brewers have won 10 straight games after yet another sweep of the LA Dodgers. The defending World Series champs cannot get a single victory against your Milwaukee Brewers. So right before the All-Star break, the Brewers swept the Dodgers at home here in Milwaukee. They start the second half of the season after the All-Star break in Los Angeles, and promptly sweep the Dodgers once again. So 6-0 against the defending champs this year. The Dodgers really struggling while the Brewers red hot. They have won 10 in a row. They are now tied with the Cubs atop the NL Central standings. That's actually the best record in the National League for both Chicago and Milwaukee right now at 59 wins, and just 1 win behind the Detroit Tigers for the most wins in Major League Baseball right now. But the Brewers, especially after a bit of a scuffle to start the year, think about how poorly that first weekend went in New York City against the Yankees, all the chatter about the torpedo bats. Well, the Brewers have been the best team in baseball over the last basically 2 months at this point, going back to May or so. They have been absolutely red hot, 10 wins in a row right now. And if you're a Milwaukee sports fan, you know what that means. Fast approaching free burgers at George Webb restaurants. The Brewers, going back to the 1987 team, had that promotion. They ended up winning 13 in a row. Now anytime the Brewers get to 12 wins, which they haven't done in the season since 2018, actually, the last time free burgers were given away at George Webb restaurants in the area, well, they are just 2 wins away. So we'll see if the crew can do it over the next couple nights. Tonight, they continue a West Coast swing. They're up in Seattle, Pacific Northwest, an 8:40 first pitch for those of us back here in Milwaukee, a Central Time Zone. But yeah, it should be an interesting one against the Seattle Mariners. If they can win the first 2 games of that series, it will be 12 wins in a row and free burgers, courtesy of George Webb here in the Milwaukee area. Some fun posts from the George Webb Instagram account with just the eye emoji. They're watching. They're aware as well as the fans are about just how well the Brewers are playing over this stretch of July, both before and now after the All-Star break. Absolutely electric and so fun to see. So if you're curious, tonight, as they try to reach 11 wins in a row, you get Brandon Woodruff on the mound. He's made a couple starts already since coming off that long stint on the disabled list and all of the issues that followed shoulder surgery for Woody. Pitched very well so far. We'll see if he can do it again opposite George Kirby for the Mariners in Seattle tonight. If they get a win, then it's just 1 win away from burgers for all at George Webb. We're having some fun with that here on the Wisconsin Live Desk, because why not, right? It's a Monday afternoon. It's the heart of baseball season here for the boys of summer, and no one's playing better than the boys that sport the Milwaukee Brewers uniforms there. We'll see how they do tonight in the Pacific Northwest, and hopefully have a lot more fun with this tomorrow as well for you. So with that, one more break that we have to take here in our hour, there you go, of the Wisconsin Live Desk. Ben Handelman standing by, just about 9 minutes away from handling hour 2 duties, as he often does. But a quick break here on the Live Desk, and we'll be back after this. Thanks for watching here on Fox Local and the Fox 6 Milwaukee YouTube channel.
This is the Wisconsin Live Desk.
Welcome back to the Wisconsin Live Desk. Carl Devenbaugh with you here on this Monday afternoon. Had to remember what day it is. That's okay. Coming off a big weekend. Myself, many other members of Fox 6 here were in Madison for the Coldplay concert Saturday night, which was an absolutely electric night there at Camp Randall. I can say that. If you get to see them ever in person, they're fantastic as a live band, whether you're a big Coldplay fan or not. We give you a live look again up and down the Milwaukee River. Perhaps the only thing I enjoyed more than that, the tacos you can get from the El Tapatio taco truck that usually parks on that bridge in the bottom of your screen there. Just a note, if you're in the area, if you're going to Lakefront Brewery or whatnot, stop at the taco truck. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorites in the Milwaukee area. Some fantastic Al Pastor tacos that you can find there. Now, one other thing I wanted to show, let's see if we can get a live picture. There's the other picture, and there. Up and down the Milwaukee lakefront, of course, over the weekend, we got to see the peak of military aviation performing in our skies with the U.S. Navy Blue Angels capping off both Saturday and Sunday performances of the Milwaukee Air and Water Show. That was an absolute blast. We know so many people on what turned out to be a really nice weekend to be out and about were on Bradford Beach, McKinley Beach, up and down the lakefront trying to soak in the acrobatics of the Blue Angels and, of course, all the other performing groups that were there as well, like the F-22 Raptor demonstration group from the U.S. Air Force and more. Well, with the air show behind us now in Milwaukee, we can switch our attention to EAA AirVenture. And this is actually a live camera we have right now. I was kind of wondering if we would see any, well, okay, flying objects of a different kind. 2 seagulls there buzzing the camera, but no, not exactly airplanes in the sky yet, although I'm sure we will see them. EAA AirVenture is indeed underway as of just a couple hours ago, starting today, running through July 27th. It's always fascinating to hear about the logistics of managing the airport there in Oshkosh. Whitman Airport becomes the busiest airport in the country for this week of the summer when AirVenture is back once again. I'm going through some of the things that you can enjoy. There you go. It looks like a propeller plane making its way through the skies. There'll be so many of those in and out. I mean, we're talking hundreds, if not thousands of flights. I think the number is about like 10,000 or so flights in and out of the airport during the whole run of AirVenture, and actually started kind of over the last few days even going back. I'm going to pull up some of the things that you can check out when it comes to AirVenture if you're heading up to Oshkosh this week. They have a whole great website, which is mostly where I'm pulling this, the different educational activities. There's certainly tons for the family to enjoy up there. Wonderful to see so many veterans represented each and every year, and different aviation chapters from around the country who show up here in Oshkosh. Wisconsin, of course, represented well. There's a great program, Eagle's Nest, that I featured in a story years ago from one of the local high schools, where pilots actually, high schoolers get to build a plane from scratch, one of these like kind of combo kits that they actually use their engineering prowess, maybe get interested in mechanical engineering by building a plane that they then also get their pilot's license on that same plane. How crazy is that? And should be pretty cool for them to be there represented once again. Now, some of the air performers, you'll get to see acrobatic pilots making their way into the skies above Oshkosh. All kinds of interesting features when it comes to the top flight planes that are out today, some of the highest performing ones, and of course there's always these amazing historic planes as well, still able to fly and still able to do things like that. I was trying to find some of the featured performers for you today, but there are daily air shows that start around 2:15 Central Time, Monday, this opening day, through Saturday, and then 1 p.m. on Sunday. So who knows, maybe Ben Handelman during that second hour of the Wisconsin Live Desk will be able to catch some of the performers as we were able to do with the Blue Angels and some of the other amazing aircraft on display here in Milwaukee for the Air and Water Show. But there you go, another plane taking off in the skies right there. We are about to wrap up our first hour here of the Wisconsin Live Desk, just a couple minutes away. A couple of the other things that we're monitoring for you on this Monday afternoon. The House in Washington, D.C. is in recess right now. One of the other big stories comes as President Donald Trump, and maybe Ben can mention this, has posted on Truth Social about this federal hearing that's happening today. Harvard University is trying to get its funding back, at $2.6 billion in funding that was frozen and cut by the administration. Harvard lawyers appeared in federal court today trying to get that funding back. The university accusing the government and the Trump administration of using funding as leverage to control academic decisions. Now, shortly after that federal hearing today, Trump took aim at the judge in this case, posting on his Truth Social platform, calling U.S. District Judge Allison Burroughs a, quote, total disaster, which I say even before hearing her ruling. All right, so we don't have a ruling. Burroughs was appointed by former President Barack Obama, of course a Democrat, President Trump a Republican. The current president, went on to say, quote, she has systemically taken over the various Harvard cases and is an automatic loss, quote unquote, for the people of our country. Harvard has $52 billion sitting in the bank, and yet they are anti-Semitic, anti-Christian, and anti-America. And again, that is the president's view of things, while Harvard is trying to, according to it, protect academic decisions made by institutions, certainly not the only university that has been targeted by the administration, but as the wealthiest, as the oldest university and college in America, that is certainly something that has caught people's attention. I realized I was doing all that with a shot of AirVenture up, so some apologies to folks, a separate issue. We'll show you a shot of the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C., and with that, my hour is wrapped here. Ben Handelman with you, standing by. Let me get you a nice beauty shot of downtown Milwaukee to leave you with. I love this angle of the Milwaukee River here in Wisconsin, looking north at Lakefront Brewery and so much else on a gorgeous day here in Milwaukee. Ben will be with you after we do our short handoff here on the Wisconsin Live Desk. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you after this.
Having a big gig thing down there.
Throwing a party.
Aw. Is there going to be like a Milwaukee firefighter calendar?
Who knows?
be a politically correct thing.
It's gonna be free admission and free parking. Free parking. That's important. That'll bring all the people in Milwaukee. That's right.
So no calendar.
It says live. It says live music. I don't see anything here badly about a calendar.
No Chief Lipsky. The June.
Okay. Leslie's with.
Hey everybody, it's Ben Haleman on the Wisconsin Live Desk. I'm just getting set, everything as Carl and I doing the switch over here as we're watching different live feeds on your afternoon, and I'm just kind of getting logged in here. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend as that weekend weather continues to look amazing at this hour. Just some showers out in western Wisconsin, but southeast Wisconsin looking unbelievable in the weather department as I'm just looking at all the live feeds of the different shots that we can bring you and seeing what I can set up here. We do have, looking at the stock market today, it looks like it's having a good day, up almost 200 points. Carl was just talking about this EAA Air Show. Do you see on the bottom of your screen, looks like some, wait, is that a bird or a plane? It's Superman, isn't it? This becomes the busiest airport in the world, and it's happening right now that's a bird. I know that one's a bird for sure. All of these airplanes are coming in as the experimental aviation air venture show gets underway there in Oshkosh. I'm really interested, though, in what is happening right here in the FOX6 newsroom, because we're going to try a little experiment. Let's see if I can double box this here. Okay, hold on. I got to work on this. So I don't know if you guys realize this, but over the weekend, it was
Fire trucks with their ladders.
National Ice Cream Day. Make sure I got that right. National Ice Cream Day happened on Sunday. And a lot of people were having different deals. I was hoping to bring this to us on Friday, but this got bumped a little bit with the schedule. But somebody sent me some free ice cream. And right now on the live desk, I want to try an experiment, because Insomnia Cookies, who, shame on me, didn't even know they have ice cream as an option, sent me over some ice cream samples, and I thought this would be fun if we see how long it takes for our newsroom team members. If I send an email out right now, how long will it take them before someone appears here on the screen? Now, I've had Carl, as he walked out of here, he set this up, and it says, stop, put on headphones. To eat the ice cream, you have to be live on the Wisconsin Live Desk, okay? So this sign is currently sitting next to these 3 different samples of ice cream from Insomnia Cookies. I've put out different spoons and bowls, so that's for people, and I just want to, Delaney is our producer. Delaney, do you have a guess on how long you think it'll take people before, when I send this email, how long it will take the first person to come and eat some ice cream?
I think probably only around a minute.
All right, here we go. How should I draft this? Free ice cream right now. I'm going to say there is, I'm going to do it in all caps, right? You have to. There is free ice cream at the news pod. Come get it while it lasts. Does that sound good, Delaney? I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Now, we're going to try an experiment here. There is a microphone around here, so we should be able to pick up some audio, and hopefully when they walk over and look confused. Let's see how long it takes. Okay, are you guys ready? Wait, Delaney, start the clock when you get it in your inbox, okay? Do you have your email pulled up? So here we go. I've got the email. I don't know if you can read it. Let's see how long it takes my coworkers who love free things to get to the news pod to get ice cream. Ready? Are you ready, Delaney?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. I've sent it. Whew, I'm so excited. Okay, free ice cream day. Our thanks to Insomnia Cookies for trying this experiment. Has it come through yet? Let's see. It's not on mine.
It hasn't come through on mine
Okay,
yet.
it's out there in the universe, probably going through all sorts of, you know.
I just got it.
You just got it? Start the timer. Here we go. We'll take it full here. We're watching this camera. Oh. I hear some chatter. Do you hear that? I think they're talking about it, Delaney.
It sounds like they are.
What? More chatter. Okay. This is like fishing.
Right now.
Now I know it's fair game.
That's Howard, one of our producers.
Is he live? Is he live right now?
Yeah.
I think that's Carl trying to hang him up.
Go get some ice cream right now.
Okay. Who will be the first? Let's Jason. Wait, Jason's about to read. Howard, that's Howard.
Cookies and cream? Oh.
Howard!
So come around.
Turn around.
Am I going to be on the live desk?
Oh my gosh. Read the sign, Howard. These people, I swear. Okay.
Wait, I'm doing this?
Howard, welcome to the Wisconsin Live
Oh my
Desk. You
goodness.
are live with the audience from around the world.
Woo!
There were bets, I think, amongst people that you would be the first person to walk up. Would you like to try some ice cream?
Absolutely.
Is there anyone else hanging out nearby?
There is. There's probably
Tell them
about,
to gather around.
There's probably about a dozen people in the newsroom right now.
Oh,
so.
did anyone else walk up to this thing?
We had a couple people just like take a step or two, but I was the one who was, as you know me by now, I love free food. So when I'm told there's food in the newsroom, I'm there.
All right, Howard, I don't know if you see, I've got some spoons off to your left there.
Right there, yep, we're good to go.
Grab a spoon, grab the ice cream scooper. These are 3 different flavors from Insomnia Cookie.
Oh my
They
goodness.
sent me the Cookies and Dream.
Yep.
They sent me over some of their new flavor. It's a vegan cotton candy.
Oh my gosh, that's a little weird.
Yeah, and then the Peanut Butter Insomniac Tracks, which is chocolate peanut butter cup cookies and vanilla ice cream with fudge swirls and peanut butter cups.
Okay. Well, I know quick cookies and cream here, so I know I got.
So I've got an ice cream scooper. If you want to grab a bowl and just take a little scoop from one of those, you can do that.
You want me eating on the air, or what are we doing here?
Yeah. Just taste it. I'm trying to see which one of the 3 is your favorite, and maybe we can have a little poll running.
Well, I know cookies and cream is going to be my favorite out of these. Like peanut butter, can't go wrong with that. Cotton candy, that's a little different.
Just take a little of each.
All right.
Just take a little bit of each here.
All right. I'll
Howard is our producer. He does the 5 p.m. news here at FOX6 News. And as we said, is it really hard because it's kind of been in the freezer all weekend?
No, it's actually coming out pretty good.
Oh, is it?
So,
okay.
no
Did
issues.
you even know Insomnia Cookies had ice cream?
Not at all.
Yeah, shame on me. I didn't know that either.
No.
Okay.
I just know ice cream's great. It's a pretty warm day out right now, probably like 80 degrees, so it's nice outside, sunny outside, so let's go.
This is the vegan Can you hold that up? Because I didn't even open it to look at it.
It's got a little.
Can you hold the big thing up and just show our viewers what it looks like?
So it's got some blue and some purple in there, and it's just really interesting.
Okay, throw a scoop in there real quick. In my mind, I thought this would go quicker, but we got time to kill on the Wisconsin Live Desk. It's a Monday. It's people are getting late into the day here, and they're probably wondering what's going on. So
you've got time to kill, but I do have to produce a newscast, so I don't have all the time in the world.
Okay, well then speed this up, Howard. Let's go.
All right, I'm gonna speed it
and
up.
I want other people to come over and enjoy this. So
I'm 100% doing that. So,
I'm actually surprised nobody else has come.
Well, again, a couple people stood up, but nobody really took action. I was the only one to take action.
Delaney, did you look down at the clock to see how long it took Howard to come over?
It took 90 seconds.
90 seconds, Howard.
Well,
from the time the email shut up in your inbox.
From the time the email came out until I came over here.
Okay.
All right, this is what it looks like.
Tell me the flavors. I'd like a description of each as you eat it here.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Cookies and cream. pretty normal cookies and cream. Really good, really solid.
Creamy?
Yep, look creamy. I mean, solid 8.5, 9 out of 10. So legit.
Wow. Okay,
Oh yeah,
what's
I don't mess around. I love good cookies and cream.
This is the new vegan cotton candy flavor next?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the cotton candy flavor next.
Okay.
I got a manager over here looking like, what are you doing? I'm just having fun. I got Bailey over here, so we got another person joining us here.
He looks so confused. Wait,
Yep.
tell her she can have some right now. Bailey,
so
you can have some.
Bailey, you get in here. We're told you're
Did you double dip?
Help.
Absolutely
No,
not.
no. Help yourself.
No.
Yeah, grab a spoon. And what's
Howard,
that?
I thought you were eating these right out of the jar.
Absolutely not. No, Bailey thought was eating out of the jar. Absolutely not.
All right, please show Bailey that we do have an ice cream scoop.
Oh, that looks good.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
let's ride.
Bailey wants the peanut butter. She's loving the peanut butter over here.
Okay.
So this is wonderful. Like
All
this
right.
is.
And from Insomnia Cookies. I don't know if I knew they had ice cream.
Thank you. That's what I just said. All right, Howard, what's the...
Insomnia Cookies.
Who's the winner?
They're all good, but I got to go cookies and cream because that's just the best.
I'm just gonna declare peanut butter the best while I'm
And
at.
Bailey
while
wants
I'm
peanut
ahead.
butter, so
Bailey's having
we're
peanut butter.
gonna need someone to find the cotton candy be number one. So
okay,
somebody else will have to get on board that one.
Guys, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take a quick break here on the Wisconsin Live Desk.
Person. I'm not really like a candy flavor, fruit flavor ice cream person.
Oh, I hear that. Howard, we'll keep the camera up for all the other coworkers who wander over here, but please let them know they have to go on the Wisconsin Live Desk. So you could just put those headphones back down when you're done. But
All right.
Hey, thanks for coming on the Live Desk. Hope you enjoyed your treat.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And have some ice cream. It's beautiful outside. All right.
Let's see who joins next. Stay with us here on the Wisconsin Live Desk.
This is the Wisconsin Live Desk.
We are.
Ben Handelman from the Wisconsin Live Desk. I knew that my coworkers basically turn into animals when it comes to free food. And now that Howard has done the interview, they think this is not a live camera anymore. And we are totally watching
Jeff
them
and I are
eat.
both going to be there from like 3 a.m.
See, and they're just
today.
talking work now. So I'll kill the microphone in case they start trash talking me behind my back, not realizing they're live on camera. But yeah, we put out as this kind of experiment. Insomnia Cookies sent me over some free ice cream as part of National Ice Cream Day that happened yesterday. And now I've put the ice cream there almost as bait. And my coworkers have come in within seconds, and they're eating the free ice cream. It took. Delaney, what was the time on the clock?
Cookies and cream is
90 seconds.
I just said I wasn't going to have
90 seconds.
Here you go.
Thank you.
And this is Kale, our chief
Carol, which one you get?
photojournalist. Nobody's reading the sign that says you have to be on the Wisconsin
Oh,
Live
you got the
Desk,
peanut butter one.
which is pretty funny. They're just ignoring all my rules. But Kale just moments ago said he was not going to have the ice cream, and there he is having the ice cream. So we will keep seeing who else we can claim as victims being on television without, I guess this is not television, this is digital. This is a digital world. But there you can see the three, oh, here we go. Oh, Kale!
Yeah.
You're live on the Wisconsin Live Desk.
I just said I wasn't going to have ice cream, and then I decided I will have ice cream.
Now, did you realize that we've been taking you live this entire time?
That's fine.
I
was backwards, so I didn't see your little sign.
Oh, yeah. If you could prominently place that so everyone realizes that.
Yeah.
That's Carrie, who runs the digital team right now.
Yeah,
Carrie,
Carrie's
can you ask
this
Carrie
is
what
Carrie's
his favorite
second
flavor
helping.
is?
No, I'm trying a different flavor.
Oh, what's your favorite so far?
The peanut butter.
All right, this one is, what's this one?
I think that's the peanut
Cookies
butter.
and cream. Oh, it's peanut butter. Oh, wait, no, they all say cookies in cream. I got you.
There were signs. They might have been mixed up.
It says peanut butter.
Okay. Thoughts?
That's really good.
What's the notes that you're feeling? We got to treat this like a fine wine.
It tastes like a, I mean, it's. I'm not getting that much peanut butter. I'm getting more chocolate.
Huh. Oh, interesting. Hey, try that vegan cotton candy flavor. That's the new flavor. I had no idea Insomnia Cookies, who sent us this, had ice cream. And we're getting a whole lot of publicity from us just by sending us some free ice cream on this. So.
Someone's going to need to clean
Good
this
job,
all up
PR
later.
people, I guess. But okay, this is the new flavor, and I'm a little scared of it. I don't know what it means to be vegan ice cream, too. That's like not with the milk, then?
It is creamy. It does have like a creamy taste, and it does taste like cotton candy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yes.
All right, hey, quickly have the last one and let me know
Okay.
What's the best.
So, if I'm getting ice cream, I'm gonna get one that's like chocolatey or something. I don't normally go to the fruity flavors.
Oh, who is that in front of you?
That's Maddie.
Maddie, our producer. Hey, can you tell Maddie that she's live on television right now?
This one. What's this one? This one's my favorite.
The peanut butter?
Are we on Live Desk right now?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait, no, you gotta come over here. All right, it's your turn.
Wait, what am I doing?
You gotta sit
Am
down.
I just trying them?
You're gonna have some ice cream. Put this in your ear.
I was eating ice cream. Maddie!
Hello? Oh, is this
welcome
Ben?
to the Wisconsin Live Desk.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I didn't even know I was on.
This was the whole point of this. I put the ice cream out. I didn't tell anyone that I was going to be taking them live. And there's a sign that everybody's been ignoring that just says, stop, you have to be on the live desk to try the ice cream. But here, Insomnia Cookies, who I didn't even know had ice cream, sent us these flavors.
Should I, here, I'll present them.
Yeah, they've got enough PR from us. I don't need it anymore. But if you put the 3 scoops in one of the bowls that I put out, just tell me what your favorite
My favorite.
thing is.
I'm vegan. I don't even know, what does that taste like?
That's what I was wondering. I haven't had any of them yet.
Let's see. Okay.
Can I admit something to you here on the Wisconsin Live Desk?
Sure.
Because this is a place that we either put people on camera and they don't know it, or we just, we speak our minds.
Of course.
There were 4 flavors, and they showed up to my house because I was afraid they would melt.
Yeah.
And my daughter, who's 5, Amelia,
ate
saw
them.
one of the flavors and demanded I not bring it to work to give to you guys.
What flavor was it?
It was chocolate chip cookie dough, I think.
Ooh,
Which
good
I thought,
pick,
we've got
Amelia,
cookies
yeah.
and cream there. So I totally stole one of them. Actually, my 5-year-old did.
That's, honestly, if she's gonna eat it, I bet you should get her review too. Let's see. Okay. The vegan one honestly looks the prettiest. It's like pink and blue.
The cotton candy one?
Oh, is that the okay.
That
So
makes
it's cotton. I was just calling it vegan.
Now, our
that's
viewers
what it
might not
says
know
on
this,
the
but
thing.
Maddie is the newest host
Oh,
of our
geez.
newest show here, Girls Guide to MKE, that just launched right here on Fox Local.
New episode every Thursday, guys.
How was your weekend? Did you end up going to the air show? Or did you just hear it overhead, or were you out of town?
I was out of town for Friday, Saturday, so I didn't get to see
I saw where you were.
I was in Nashville.
How was that? You hit up all the honky tonks?
I did. Okay, wow, this is the cookies and cream's really good. Yes, I got there Thursday night. I got some Jimmy John's for dinner, and then we just hit the town. My first time.
You went out of town, and your first meal in your new city was Jimmy John's?
To be fair, I was the first person to get there. Everybody else was coming 4 hours later, so I had a bunch of time to kill.
To get like a hot chicken sandwich.
Yeah, you're
or
right,
some
you're right. But we took care of that on Friday. I had like a hot chicken sandwich for lunch. We had like hot chicken wraps for dinner.
Was this just a girls' trip? Because I saw, or was it a bachelorette party? Because I saw you were on the like those pedal.
The
taverns.
pedal tavern, yeah. No, it was my friend's 24th birthday.
Oh,
we all went. But yes, we did a pedal tavern. It was my first time, so I got all of the touristy things done. I did want to go shopping though at the Gulch. I guess that's like a big thing.
I don't even know what that is. Is that like a mall?
Oh gosh, yeah, I have like cookies and cream is the best, by the way.
Cookies and cream is the winner.
Wait, no, maybe that was peanut butter. There's like some, I feel like this is ASMR right now because I have the mic right here. The Gulch is, I believe, on the outskirts, and it just has really good shopping.
Okay.
So I wanted to get some boots or something, but it was still really fun.
Got to go back.
Yes.
Maddie, thanks for coming on the live.
Okay,
desk.
yeah. Are you
Appreciate
kicking
it.
me out?
No, I'm not kicking you out. You can actually stay. I've
I
just
can
got
stay?
other cameras I got to get to, and we actually do real news every once in a while. We're going to talk to someone from Northwestern Mutual. They have 11,000 people in town for the big Northwestern Mutual meetings that occur.
No
You're new to
way.
town. You probably don't even know about this.
I don't know about this.
So you know Northwestern Mutual, the company, they sell like life insurance.
I do.
And they've got the big buildings downtown.
Mm-hmm.
They basically take over Milwaukee for the next few days.
No
Because
way.
they bring in all their employees from around the world, and they
Oh.
bring them all to Milwaukee. And we're going to talk to someone from Northwestern Mutual about this, but they book like 28 hotels out. They're going to have a massive concert. Kenny Chesney was someone they booked.
No
in years-
way.
Yeah, and they won't tell us. Carrie apparently in the newsroom knows who got booked from Northwestern Mutual, but has been sworn to
He's
secrecy.
gatekeeping it?
Yeah, he's gatekeeping it. I don't think Northwestern Mutual is going to tell us in a couple minutes here on the show but it's someone who's always a big performer, and we're going to be jealous that
No
we don't work for the company
way.
because that's the only way you can
Oh,
get
so
in.
we can't get in. It's
No.
only for Northwestern Mutual employee.
No, unless you fake it in the next few days that you're a great salesman of one of their products, then I think that's the only way to get in.
Can they bring plus ones, or can they bring people, or you
This
have
actually
to
has a
have?
great pre-interview
Yeah.
because I don't know, so that's something I'm
That's
about
a
to
good
ask.
question, because maybe I would find somebody who works there so I could go to the concert.
But
Because
they
that
have all
sounds
these.
fun.
They rent out the Baird Center, they rent out Fiserv Forum, and they
Oh,
fill the
wow.
whole thing. Yeah, this is a big deal.
Yeah, that sounds very cool. Well,
And
let
you'll now
me know.
be less confused because you live kind of downtown. As you're walking around, why are there so many people with like giant ribbons and name tags? And there's the downtown comes to life through these meetings.
Really?
So you'll be less confused now that you know that's happening.
Well, oh my gosh. Well, tomorrow we're going out to film for our digital show. Maybe we'll hit the town and see if we can find anybody.
It won't be hard to find these people. Some of them will be local. You know, they work downtown, and
Right.
a lot of people come from New York. I mean, everywhere. They come from
Yeah.
everywhere. If you work for Northwestern Mutual and any of their satellite offices, they bring everybody together to have a big party, and you know.
Well, that sounds very exciting. Well, yes, go on your wild endeavors, your Wisconsin Live Desk endeavors. I'll enjoy my ice cream off mic so you don't hear me chewing so much.
Sounds good. You can leave the mic there in case someone else
Okay,
gets up.
perfect.
We'll have an
All
next
right.
victim. Bye, Maddie.
Thanks, Ben.
Appreciate it. Well, I didn't think that conversation was going to go in that direction. But that's what you get here on the Wisconsin Live Desk, as we're celebrating National Ice Cream Day a day late. And my coworkers, to the surprise of no one, flooded the news pod once I sent out the free ice cream email. Hey, I am interested in this big interview that we've got next. Not sure if our guest is here yet, but we'll be here in a couple of minutes. Stay with us. We got, who knows where the next 30 minutes will take us. You're watching the Wisconsin Live Desk exclusively on Fox Local.
This is the Wisconsin Live Desk.
What up, news nerds? We're hitting 2 o'clock here on your Monday, and you're joining the Wisconsin Live Desk, where basically from this room, I got feeds from all over Wisconsin, the Midwest, the country, and sometimes we go international, depending what's happening. I'll just show you what's coming in live right now. We're watching Oshkosh. Huge event there. EAA, that's a bird. I keep looking at this screen because this is not exactly at the EAA, at AirVenture, and sometimes I see planes and sometimes I see birds. That I can confirm was a bird. But did you know Oshkosh becomes the busiest airport in the entire world for the next few days, as more than 600,000 people will head up there to EAA AirVenture and check out the latest and greatest in aviation, experimental or non-experimental. Some of the big airline companies, they are there as well, showing off some really cool stuff. That is a great event. We're watching the Capitol. There's been some news that's been coming out of there today. I've had fun also. It was National Ice Cream Day yesterday, and I put out free ice cream in the newsroom just to see how, if I've sent an email, how long would it take my coworkers to go and eat the free ice cream? And as you can see, they keep like wandering around it. 90 seconds. From the time we sent the email to the first person running over to the news spot, it was 90 seconds. So we're watching that camera, as that's been just kind of fun throughout the day. But I got to get to my next guest, because this is a really exciting time in Milwaukee as things are changing by the minute here with people coming to town. Frank DeMaglia is here from Northwestern Mutual as the annual meeting is underway. Frank, thanks so much for joining us here on the Wisconsin Live Desk.
Oh, it's an honor. Thanks so much for having me on.
So one of our newer producers, Maddie, was just there sitting and eating ice cream, and she had never heard of the Northwestern Mutual meetings that are taking place. And for those of us that have been around a long time, this is a super fun time, because this is like a takeover. Not that you guys don't already take over Milwaukee many days, but tell us again what is happening in Milwaukee the next couple of days.
Yeah, so this is Northwestern Mutual's annual meeting. It happens to be our 145th annual meeting. 2007 was my first, and I was actually born and raised in New Jersey, and my family and I just moved out here 2 years ago. So it's that much more special to us now that we live in the host city and work in the host city where the annual meeting takes place. But this is our annual meeting. It's where over 11,000 people travel in from all over the country to celebrate the past year's celebration. It's a recognition of the growth the firm has had. It's an opportunity for education, inspiration, motivation. And one of the things I love the most about it is just getting together and reconnecting with friends and colleagues from around the country for over the years. So tons of just kind of community and fellowship that happens here.
And it's a reminder for the rest of us how many employees Northwestern Mutual has. I think 11,000 people will be in town for the meeting this year. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, we estimate about 11,000 people traveled in. And then if you take on top of that, our home office, as well as our field offices in Milwaukee, there's roughly about 20,000 people that are here in Milwaukee for the annual meeting.
Wow. It's just amazing. You guys really do a takeover. There's not too many places that can fit that many people. So where do the meetings take place and all? And what happens inside? What's happening as we speak right now with all these people?
Yes, we're in the second half of our day. So the first half of Mondays we call our general session. We're at Pfizer Forum, and we're getting just incredible inspiration and education from leaders from our home office, as well as some of our top wealth management advisors and team members from around the country. And then the second half of the day, we go into these what we call breakout sessions. So kind of these subspecialty sessions that are relevant for you and your tenure and your specialty. And then it's, we're between the Baird Center and Pfizer Forum and a few other areas here in the city, you'll find Northwestern Mutual advisors and team members and home office colleagues spread out all across the city.
What is I know you had the 48th annual Roots and Wings Run Walk. Here's a picture from years past. What is the event? And this is what I say when you guys take over the city. I mean, I think we're looking down Wisconsin Avenue near there, right by your home office there. You guys take over the streets even.
Yeah, this is the unofficial kickoff to the annual meeting. It's our Roots and Wings race that happens Sunday morning of annual meeting. You can do a 1 mile walk or a 5K or a 10K. And the streets are flooded with Northwestern Mutual advisors and team members from around the country. It's such a fun way to kick it off. Our CEO's out there greeting everybody. And I think it speaks to the culture of the Northwestern Mutual to have everybody come on out, get up extra early on a Sunday to make this happen.
I love it. I know the theme this year is powered by purpose. What does it mean to be powered by purpose?
You know, the way I perceive that is it's a reminder that at the center of every single thing we do, it's about making the best decisions for our clients, right? So in other words, the purpose of our work is at the core of what's important to our clients, their goals, their objectives. So being inspired and powered to ensure that our clients, that we're at the center of our clients' financial security.
There is a lot of business that's happening, but I'm looking at pictures I know of I think this is from last year. And I know last year because the RNC was going on, you guys were booted a little bit out of your normal home there at Fiserv and the Baird Center, and you guys kind of made it work down at the Summerfest grounds. But along with all of the business, shall we say, where you're meeting with people and talking about goals for the company, you guys always tend to have one heck of a party in town as well, and you always bring in some massive performer, which I don't think you're set to reveal quite yet. But in the past, talk about some of the names that you guys have brought in for the people that work for your company.
You know, that is a rich history of our annual meeting. Is on the last night we have typically have some really great entertainment. So we've had great entertainment over the years. We've got an exciting show lined up this year. We can't reveal who the entertainment is, but we're just excited to continue that tradition and grateful for this as people come from all around the country to kind of cap off their annual meeting experience with the concert.
It was like Kenny Chesney one year, I think. I mean, we're talking like the top names in country and you know what's funny? Someone in my newsroom just moments ago was like, "Oh, I know who's performing this year." And I said, "Ooh, tell me." And they're like, "I can't tell you. I don't know what you've done to these people, what kind of NDAs have been signed." But yeah, I cannot wait to find out. And Maddie, our new producer, who I was just telling her about the meetings, she goes, "Well, who can go to the big concert at the end?" I was like, "Well, not you. I know that much. But can you bring a +1, or can you bring a family member or your wife or spouse?"
Oh, you know, it's somebody who had to have been registered for the annual meeting. So if they were registered as a spouse or a guest or a candidate.
Oh, I just missed out.
I know. We're excited for it. It's going to be a ton of energy, and people look forward to the big night.
You have a new CEO, right? For the last year,
yes.
You've had a new CEO after. What I like about him, was born, I believe, or spent his early years in Sheboygan. He's kind of homegrown a little bit, a lot of family from Wisconsin. But what I love about Northwestern Mutual, the commitment you guys have, not only from the top for someone who obviously got some Wisconsin roots, but from everybody, it seems you guys treat Milwaukee as home, even a New Jersey guy like yourself who eventually moved here.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. My wife and my kids and I, we count our blessings every day that we have this opportunity to come out to Milwaukee to be one of the two managing partners in our home city. But my experience, this is Tim Guerin's my third CEO in my nearly 18 years. And there have all been people that were kind of born and raised in the company, grew up in Wisconsin, and we take great pride in that our executives oftentimes come from within.
Yeah, that's awesome. There's the new CEO on his, I think he's been a year on the job now as he's walking out to the masses there, as everyone's cheering him on, getting ready for the big performances down there. Can I ask you about the ribbons? Because there's been some reporting on this, and people get confused a little bit, or they're wondering, why is everybody walking around with these massive ribbons around town? So if we see that, explain to us, what does that mean? What does that symbolize?
I would tell you, if you see somebody with a lot of ribbons, give them a high five and congratulate them, because they worked really, really hard for those. Those ribbons signify the success that person or their team had over the past year. But every one of those ribbons is connected back to doing great work for our clients. So at the core of that is, if somebody has a lot of ribbons, they deliver great financial planning to their clients, and they're likely having growth in many different areas of their business. You know, we do full comprehensive financial planning. So that's what the wealth management side is, growth in investments, growth in insurance, growth in the expansion of our teams and talent acquisition. So here locally, we have offices in downtown Milwaukee, Mequon, Brookfield, Racine, Franklin. So some of those ribbons actually show growth in the amount of advisors in our firm. We're looking to grow across the country over 5,000 advisors this year alone. So some of those people, it doesn't just signify growth and success in their financial planning practice, but actually growth in how they expanded their office this year.
And you've had growth downtown. I know the campus has changed a little bit too. How's everything looking down there?
It's coming along great. It's beautiful. It's really fun to just watch that every single day progress and
yeah. For
and
people
get
who
built
don't live
up.
in Milwaukee, remind everybody what's going on downtown on the campus.
There's a couple things that so I'm in the field, but being that I work here downtown, having an opportunity to observe it, there's a Starbucks that went from the kind of the middle of the building to now has a public, well, it was always had a public, open to the public, but now there's an exterior entrance. And then one of our buildings is being kind of refurbished, if you will, and not, it didn't go from the stud, we didn't tear it down to the studs, but redoing that building. And I will tell you, my family and I were on the lake recently and just looking at the city skyline, right? We have the beautiful tower and our beautiful south building, and now to have the north building look like the tower, it really helps complete that skyline. It's quite beautiful.
We've all kind of been watching that construction happen over the last year and stuff. We just had the Starbucks on the news last week. It was like, ooh, that's a pretty fancy Starbucks too that you guys get to use down there at work. And I know we're all invited to go inside as well.
Yeah, and I think that's a testament to Northwestern Mutual and how much the company values the cities, right? So it's so great that that's available to the public and that people that live in that part of the city could come on in and enjoy Starbucks.
I think it's also a testament to how much coffee people probably drink down there.
Frank,
what are you most excited about over the meeting? Because I can't even believe you have time for us, because I know you've been bouncing. I don't know where you're talking to us from, but I know you guys, it's kind of bounce all around town.
I'm going to tell you where I'm at. We're at we have these lunches that we'll do. So one of the things that is most exciting for me is reconnecting with colleagues from across the country. So I have a tradition that 4 of my closest colleagues from around the country, we get together for lunch the Monday of every annual meeting. And we happen to be at a restaurant here downtown. And I asked them if they had a private room I could sit in for the interview. So that's where I am right now. And then I'll be heading to some sessions to learn from peers.
I love it.
But that's what gets me most excited. It's the inspiration and the motivation I get from my peers and from our home office colleagues. And you leave this meeting so re-energized and so refocused and committed to your goals. It's really it's just so energizing. It really is an experience.
It's got to feel like a family reunion a little bit too, especially for someone who's worked for the company in different places.
Big time. Yeah, you see, and particularly as you develop as an advisor or a team member over the years, you go to different clinics and conferences and you kind of meet these pockets of friends from around the country. So every time I'm here, I'm seeing people that I've known at different kind of seasons of my career. And it reconnects you back to your past. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Or you work with people, as we're all interconnected now, you work with someone from across the country. It's good to actually see them face to face and have some fun with them every once in a while.
That's a huge part of this. Yep, well, absolutely.
We obviously appreciate Northwestern Mutual for having the big meeting, because you guys take over the town and it is awesome. And it's just kind of fun to remind everybody how fun that is. So Frank joining us here on the Wisconsin Live Desk. Appreciate it. As we hit getting closer to the 2:15 hour. So stay with us. More to come here on the Wisconsin Live Desk. We'll check back in with the ice cream, which, wait, hold on, a quick shot here, because Howard has somehow found his way back to the news pod. He was the first person to get there, and he's now back there. Interesting. Okay. I don't know what button I'm hitting that makes me infinity, but I'm going to try and fix that. We'll be back here on the Wisconsin Live Desk.
This is the Wisconsin Live Desk.
Ben Haleman from the Wisconsin Live Desk. This has been quite the 45 minutes that we've spent together here on our Monday. We've just hit 2:15, so we got about 15 more minutes here on the Live Desk before it continues. I'm not sure what's going on at the White House. This is called the stakeout camera, and you can see the microphones are set up, and somebody is about to walk over there, and they've been talking to a network a second ago. Is that Caroline Levitt, the White House press secretary? It may be. When she gets the microphone, we'll take her. I've been checking out the newsroom. It looks like a pack of wolves have come through as I put down some free ice cream from Insomnia Cookies, and everybody's eating that. So that's been pretty interesting. All right, let's go back to the White House. Let's see what's going on here.
6 months of the Trump administration. It's been a pleasure to work with all of you day in and day out here at the White House. 6 months, the most transparent administration in history, if I may add. And I know the president just wanted me to highlight his accomplishments over the past 6 months. As you all remember, because you all covered it on the campaign trail, the president really promised the American people many things, but at the top of that list was to defeat the Biden inflation crisis and to secure our border and our homeland. And I think you've all seen in 6 months' time, the president has delivered on those two core campaign promises. Inflation is now running at a 2.1% annual rate. You look at our southern border, look at the numbers. Just last month, 0 illegal aliens were released into our country. And then look at what the president has done on the world stage. He has ended wars like India and Pakistan. He continues to work aggressively to end the war in Russia and Ukraine. He completely obliterated Iran's nuclear sites. He has continued to hopefully negotiate a ceasefire between Israel and Gaza to end that conflict and release all of the hostages. We've seen many of the hostages released as a result of this president's efforts. And this president is working around the clock every day to deliver on the promises he made. You also look at some of the cultural issues, to abolish DEI from our federal government and our military, to effectively end men and women's sports, which is a huge common sense policy that the American people support. And then if you look at the president's strong executive orders that have effectively ended the chemical castration of young children in our country. Just today, Washington, D.C. Children's Hospital in this city has announced they are no longer going to be prescribing puberty blockers to minors. This is a huge win for America and our children. There's certainly more work to do, and the president is doing it right now, and he will continue for the next 3.5 years. But certainly we've accomplished so much in just 6 months, and I'm happy to take some questions. Go ahead.
Was the president serious, or was he joking this weekend when he said he might block a Washington Commanders stadium deal if they don't change their name?
The president was serious, and as part of the art of the deal, part of his negotiating skills, as you know, sports is one of the many passions of this president, and he wants to see the name of that team changed.
Why is he getting involved in that? Why does he see that as part of his purview?
I think you've seen the president gets involved in a lot of things that most presidents have not. He's a non-traditional president. He likes to see results on behalf of the American people. And if you actually poll this issue with sports fans across the country and even in this city, people actually do support the president's position on this and the name change. Michael. Michael, go ahead, and then Mary, you can go.
Thank you, Caroline. What's the White House's reaction to Senator Chuck Grassley today releasing the formerly classified Clinton annex showing that the Comey-led FBI failed to fully investigate Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server, also failed to really look into thumb drives with potential national security risks on them, and emails from President Obama?
It comes as no surprise, unfortunately, and I think that's why you've seen the FBI open up investigations into the individual you mentioned and some others as well.
Why hasn't the president just ordered the FBI to release the full Epstein files, just get it all out there?
The president has said if the Department of Justice and the FBI want to move forward with releasing any further credible evidence, they should do so. As to why they have or have not or will, you should ask the FBI about that. Go ahead. It's up to the Attorney General.
Does the president have any message for the countries that are planning to attend the two-state solution conference taking place later this month?
I'm not quite sure he has a particular message for those countries. I think the president's message on this conflict we've seen in the Middle East taking place for far too long that has become quite brutal, especially in recent days. You've seen reports of more people dying. The president never likes to see that. He wants the killing to end, and he wants to negotiate a ceasefire in this region. He wants to see all of the hostages released from Gaza. That has been a top priority for this president. Within this 6 months, we have seen many of the hostages released, including the last living American hostage, Edon Alexander, which was a result of this administration's diplomatic efforts and approach to ending this conflict. And again, this is another conflict that the president inherited from the previous administration, who was so weak and incompetent, it led to so much chaos and death around the world, but this president is focused on solving it. Kelly, go ahead.
Thank you. So at 6 months, the president is also experiencing some pushback from members of his own MAGA base, especially on the matter of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Is the president satisfied that his own supporters are not heeding his call to let it go and to move on?
I know the president would reject that, Kelly. In fact, he cited over the weekend some polls showing that his approval rating with the Republican Party is actually at an all-time high. He's polling 90 to 95% amongst Republicans right now. That's higher than any Republican president or any leader of this party ever. The president is the creator and the leader of the Make America Great Again movement. It's his baby that he made, and he knows what his supporters want. It's transparency, and he has given them that on all accounts when it comes to everything this administration has done, especially when it just comes to the president himself, taking questions from all of you and the press corps on a near daily basis, multiple times a week. No question is off limits here at this White House, not just for the president, but myself as well. Kelly. Again, as I just answered, the president has told the Attorney General and the FBI director to release any credible evidence that they find, and he also signaled to them over the weekend to move forward with unsealing the grand jury documents that were under seal by various judges across the country, and I believe the Attorney General has taken the proper legal action to do that. Kelly.
You mentioned there also Israel seen stepping up some attacks in Gaza. Has the president expressed his frustration with Netanyahu, and how does this impact the ceasefire negotiations?
Well, look, the president enjoys a good working relationship with Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu and stays in frequent communication with him. He was caught off guard by the bombing in Syria and also the bombing of a Catholic church in Gaza, which, as you know, I addressed at my briefing last week. And in both accounts, the president quickly called the prime minister to rectify those situations. And we saw Secretary Rubio intervene when it came to Syria. We saw a de-escalation there. And as for the bombing of the Catholic church in Gaza, the prime minister did put out a statement saying this was an accident and they deeply regretted that action on behalf of the state of Israel, following his conversation with the president. Jordan.
Has the White House taken a position on Maria Salazar's work visa bill, and ideally, what does the president want to see with a work program for aliens?
Again, I know you asked me about that last week, and I regret to inform you my answer remains the same. I don't think that's the focus of the White House right now in terms of legislative priorities, but certainly I promise you we'll get a readout on the bill. But as I reiterated to you before, the president does not support amnesty for illegal alien criminals, and I think the tragic circumstance that took place in New York City this past weekend underscores the priority of this president to secure our homeland and to deport illegal alien criminals and public safety threats from our country and our community. That's this president's priority right now.
That in the last several months, Americans have become more hesitant about President Trump's different ways that he's been conducting immigration. They think that it's going too far. Is the White House going to limit any ways that it is enforcing immigration across the country?
I think the Trump administration is going to continue to focus on removing public safety threats and illegal alien criminals from sanctuary cities. The president himself has said that's the priority for him in this administration, which the vast majority of Americans do still support, removing illegal, heinous criminals from their communities. And ultimately, the best poll that was ever taken was on November 5th, when nearly 80 million Americans voted to re-elect this president, largely because of his immigration policies, and we've seen they've been a resounding success. Again, 0 illegal aliens were released into the country last month. That's a good thing for all of us standing here and for Americans across the country.
Caroline Levitt from the White House, as she's outside the White House grounds, taking questions from the media. She's trying to highlight 6 months into the Trump administration what they've done, but now we've moved on to some of the other headlines that have been happening over the last couple of days, as we see all of these international media as well as local and national media asking questions out there in front of the White House. Close to home, I'm looking at this shot from EA Air Venture, where just moments ago, we just missed it, but there were a couple of parachutes that just people parachuting from the sky just came across this camera, which was pretty cool. Busiest airport in the world is Oshkosh, Wisconsin these next couple of weeks, as all of these people have flown in for the EAA AirVenture 2025. The next best thing is maybe at this airport as they show you all the new tech, all the cool planes, all the different people who build their own airplanes. They're all here at EAA AirVenture. Hey, I got to get to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll wrap things up here on the Wisconsin Live Desk exclusively on Fox Local.
This is the Wisconsin Live Desk.
Ben Handelman from the Wisconsin Live Desk. All right, we got 2 more minutes, and Caroline Levitt is still taking questions, so let's listen in to what she's talking about.
For middle and working class families in our nation's history, and the president wants to see this country get our fiscal house in order. That's why this was a fiscally responsible bill, one of the most fiscally conservative pieces of legislation for its size that has ever crossed through Capitol Hill. And the president wants to cut our deficit. That's why he's effectively using tariffs to bring more revenue into the United States to ultimately pay down our debt that has been created by presidents on both sides of the aisles for many, many decades.
Caroline, there are 11 days until that August 1st trade tariffs deadline. What can we expect between now and August 1st in terms of potential announcements of trade deals with any countries?
Look, I can tell you the trade team and the president himself continue to be very engaged with countries around the world when it comes to our trade agreements. You have the president of the Philippines who will be visiting the White House tomorrow. Perhaps this will be a topic of discussion. You will all see for yourselves in the Oval Office, as you always do. But the August 1st deadline is just really the start date for when the United States of America will begin collecting this revenue from all of the countries around the world who the president has sent these letters to. You could see some more letters before August 1st, John. You could have some more trade announcements as well. I can tell you the President, Secretary of Treasury, Secretary of Commerce, Ambassador Greer all continue
All right, that's
to be in
Caroline
constant
Levitt. We're going to keep watching this on Live Now, which is next here on your Fox Local app. We're watching EAA locally. All these stories, all available when you have the Fox Local app. That's the power of what you guys have right now. You can read about all of these stories as they're happening.